Hello, everyone. Welcome to the preview for the game against Chelsea at Old Trafford on Super Sunday. RUUD is at the wheel. 5 goals in his first game. Exciting freedom within the team. But the question is, Shreyas, how long will that last for?
I mean, it is supposed to only last for like 2 to 3 games, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope that the Chelsea are going to be a very strong opponent, no doubt about it. But even if we are able to hold off our own, I'm not saying that we go out there and completely play them off the park. But even if we are able to hold them to a draw and probably capitalize and get as many points as we can, still Amorim is in the job. I think that's the best you can actually wish for. And it's good that we were able to score 5 past Leicester. It's been a while that we've seen that sort of clinicality from our forwards as well as our midfielders. So it has been a breath of fresh air. Hopefully, this manager bounce that we've had, it can carry on. And the best case scenario would be if we can actually get a result against Chelsea. And yeah, I just hope that this morale can go at least for like stretch of 2 to 3 games, because up until now it's always been we have one good performance or one convincing victory, then we'll drop points in the other game. So it's been very abrupt. So if we are able to get some consistency in, like go on a run of even 2 to 3 games under RUUD, I think that's the best that we can wish for.
Yeah, I suppose it is. It's got that kind of feeling, hasn't it, Sam, where it's like, how much can you actually take from that game against Leicester?
Uh, Confidence out of a win, maybe like a bit of a bounce. Like we were expecting a manager bounce, and we got it. We scored 3 goals in like 20 minutes, and we'd struggled to score goals in most of our games this season. So there's that. It's like we are capable of putting it in the back of the net. Yes, it was against a lower opposition who also rotated heavily. But goals are goals. You got to beat what's in front of you. The confidence hopefully should flow from that. There's not too many injury concerns in terms of first team players, which is good. Obviously, the long term Luke Shaw and Terrell Malacia and Lenny Yotto, but Lenny Yotto hasn't played for us yet, so it's not. You can't really say you miss him because he hasn't played for us. And then Luke Shaw, we never thought he was going to be available anyway, so it is what it is. But everybody else is fit and available, I believe. So we should go into this with nothing to lose, because what is it going to get worse than it already has? Like we were all, if Ten Hag was still there, we'd be all sat here expecting to get beat. So if it's anything better than that, like a draw or we manage to scrape a win, then it's a positive, isn't it?
Well, I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts who is just joining. Hello and happy weekend, everyone. Get your feelings and opinions on the game in itself, where you're at in terms of confidence going into this one, or if you just think we're going to get completely smashed. Get your comments in and we'll read those out shortly. 2 players I thought in particular who come under a lot of criticism under Eric Ten Hag, Shreyas, but likewise, I mean, under RUUD, he had a really good performance against Leicester, was Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
They seem to have a new lease of life, didn't they, in particular Casemiro?
I mean, this was the first time that I decided to actually sleep at a late night United game, the first time in months. And when I wake up and the first thing I see is Casemiro scoring an absolute free
Banger.
at the back, and just showed glimpses of what Casemiro was when we initially signed him at United. You could see that sort of quality in him. You could see that sort of experience on the pitch as well. And same goes for Bruno as well. Bruno had been bottling chances throughout the course of this season, and I'm talking one-on-one chances against the keeper. This is the first time I actually saw him with a cool, calm, and composed finish after a lot of time. And apart from the goal as well, both of them, they actually had really good games. You could see Bruno trying to play in Garnacho on a lot of occasions. You could see him trying to, link up with Zirkzee. You could see him trying to, involve Ugarte into the game as well, taking the ball off him and then moving the ball forward. So it was the first time that I actually saw this midfield dynamic working. Apparently, it was like a 4-4-2 system with Bruno actually trying to play in behind Zirkzee, and Zirkzee sometimes dropping in behind as well. But this system actually worked, and it got the best out of Casemiro into the game. It got the best out of Ugarte in the game, as well as Bruno Fernandes in the game. And we've always seen that even if our attackers aren't firing, and you've got Bruno who's on the top of his game, we always come out as the winning team. So it does right now, it does look like a very, very good scenario. But if we can keep this up against Chelsea, like against Chelsea as well, we can see Casemiro performing at the same level. We see Bruno performing at the same level. Then I would go and say that maybe these two guys still have got a lot to offer in this team, and we should actually, make sure that these guys are sticking around with the team.
I thought after the Liverpool game, I thought he is absolutely done. There is
Yeah.
no way he gets back into this team. So it's nice to see a bit of a redemption arc, a bit of a storyline there. And of course, going into this game, Sam, a lot of storylines. One being Jadon Sancho, who isn't eligible, I don't think, to play against us because he's still technically on loan.
Yeah.
Mixed reviews coming out from Chelsea fans about him. What's your thoughts on his move?
Flattered to deceive, innit, really? They were claiming, oh, he's got 2 assists in this amount of games, and you look at him, it was a pass, and then Nicholas Jackson took on about 4 players by himself and then put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
You want to count that as an
Yeah.
assist, really? All right, and then
Same way with Palmer as well.
Yeah,
Dribbles against 4 and then scores the goal.
Yeah, so if you want to give him the assist, then fine. Like, whatever makes you happy. And then he's been dropped to the last 2 squads for tactical reasons and then illness. Where have we heard that before? United.
Yeah. Illness in particular with Sancho.
It was an ear infection was used quite a lot.
Ear infection, illness. I don't know if he's just got a bad immune system.
I just think he's not trying hard in training and he's dropped him and he don't want to use an excuse. I think it's the same pattern. It's the same pattern. Like the only club who's managed to get anything out of him was Dortmund the first time around. Second time around, everybody claimed, we're familiar with his game. He had 1 good game against PSG and that was it. There was nothing else from it. So I just think he's going to be a flop. He doesn't have the attitude to work hard enough to
full package. One might say
he's got great talent. He's got the ability and the talent. You can see that. You've seen it, but he's just not got the drive and the sort of what's the thing for like working hard. Basically, he's not got that in him.
Work ethic.
Yeah, he's not got that in him, and I think you're going to see that at Chelsea, and Chelsea fans are going to start to get annoyed with him. I guarantee it.
Well, he's probably the least of United's worries in his Shreyas. I mean, they've got players you referenced, Cole Palmer there, Nicholas Jackson as well. So whichever way you look at it, it's going to be a difficult game. Now, if we win this game, we go 3 points behind the title chasing Chelsea. And if we lose, we are 6 points behind, probably battling relegation. So it's funny how narratives can flip, innit?
Yeah, look, it's a very close table right now. And I've been saying it for a while. Any team who can actually even get 3 results in a row, like 3 wins in a row, you can see them jump from 14th straight up to 6th or 5th. It isn't much of a gap. It is still early days, and I think we're genuinely going to see a lot of fluctuations in the table. Nottingham Forest will drop down, Bournemouth will drop down eventually. Same goes for Fulham. Brighton might see a drop off. Newcastle will surely see a drop off as well, the way they've been playing. So this table is going to see a lot of fluctuations. So the sooner we can get some results in, the sooner we can get some consistency in, I think it will be better for us, because you don't want to be in a situation where at Christmas, during Christmas time, you're still around that 8th or 9th mark, and you're still looking at it and saying we need to get 7 to 8 results in a row, and then we can be in a position where we can challenge for top 6. So I hope that against the big teams as well, we can actually get some points in, create a better atmosphere for Ruben Amorim to actually walk into as well, because when Amorim walks in and we get like 2 wins or a draw by the time he is in, it creates a better cushion for him to actually walk into.
Absolutely spot on. Sam, we can't can't look at this game without going back to like last year and looking at the games. Obviously the 4-3 ones are standout. What do you remember that game?
Yeah, I was in the pub at the top of the road, and in my house with that's what you call it, my brother-in-law, because he's married to my girlfriend's sister. So he's a Liverpool fan, so we watched the Liverpool game because it was the early kickoff, and then we watched the United Chelsea. And I remember he was like, we were winning 3-2. And he's like, I'm just going to nip to the gents and then I'll come back and we'll go, because it was like a couple of minutes to go. I was like, all right. And he came back and it was 4-3. And he's like, what the fuck happened? I was like, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, it's just absolute chaos has happened. Like, I remember unmarked Cole Palmer, Diego Dallo letting him go. I remember that. Like, it was just like, oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, defensive frailties, switching off. Usual shit in it from United, and Diego Dallo again, who's got a history of doing that, and it's starting to bug me.
The weird thing in that game though was that I think they went 2-0 up, and then we brought it back to 3-2,
Yeah.
And then I'm just looking at the penalty 90 plus 10 and then 90 plus 11. Do you remember from a set piece? And I remember Cole Palmer talking about that goal, and he was like, "I just got it back," and I looked up, and there was no one near me. I couldn't believe it. And that's kind of an example in isolation of what United's defending has been like. I think was it Wan-Bissaka or Dalot who gave away the penalty?
I can't remember.
Do you remember? Shreyas, can't hear you.
You're on mute, Shreyas.
Yeah, it was one of the other because I remember watching it going, no, he's just nope, still can't hear you. Oh, go on, speak again.
Hello.
Yeah, we can now. Go on. What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm saying I remember it was Dalot. It was
Dalot.
at the last moment they equalized, and then at the last moment Palmer got that ball from the corner, and then he scored.
Yeah. Now, obviously, since then, we've had a bit of a change, haven't we, in regards to Chelsea, kind of the pendulum swinging, because everyone was bantering Chelsea last season and saying they're dog shit, even though we was a little bit shaky. They was even worse than us. So we kind of turned around and was like, oh, well, at least we're not Chelsea. It now flipped like 8 months forward or whatever it's been since the game, and now we seem to be in that position where everyone's bantering us 14th in the league, and Chelsea are flying right up there. I think they've actually surprised a lot of people. I always go back to the first game against City when I thought it was not even, but it was pretty close, and I think MARESCA gave a good account of himself. I thought, that's interesting. And then you include the amount of talent that they've got in the team. It seems, Shreyas, that MARESCA's, I don't know, where will they finish? Do you think? What's the crack with Chelsea? Are you buying into the hype?
We have to see it over a longer course. We genuinely have to see it. Nottingham Forest are at 5th or 6th at the moment. So you need to see it happening on a week in, week out basis for a considerable period of time, because Chelsea still have, they still have a lot of big oppositions to come up against. And I still think that the moment you take Cole Palmer out of that team completely shuts down. That team is functioning. That team is able to do what it is doing at the moment, all because, Cole Palmer is operating in that team. The moment you take Palmer out of that team, no one in that team can do a job. And that entire attacking line, it just falls apart. So if they're able to, keep, carry this on like till Christmas, if Chelsea are still around that, top 4 position, or even if they are 5th and they're like 3 points or 4 points of top 4, I would then say that, they've got a good chance of actually making it. But it is still very, very early days. And like we've seen, certain players that they've got, Nicholas Jackson is still hit or miss. I think when he's playing well, he's on a good streak of form, he can be very dangerous. But when he goes quiet, he's absolutely off. So we just need to see it. If they can keep it up, good for them. But I still think that City have got a lot over them. Arsenal have got a lot over them. Even Liverpool have got a lot over them as well. So it's going to be very tough.
Sam, we suggested, Shreyas mentions Cole Palmer there. We said on the show we did earlier today, maybe Ugarte job on him or like a Casemiro job on him. Do you think we need to do that in order to get success in this game?
Yeah, you're gonna have to do like I said, an Ander Herrera job, aren't you? Ander Herrera, Eden Hazard. That's gonna have to be the role, because I think he's a tricky player, because if he gets any sort of space or any sort of time, he's gonna punish you. Like, he's just gonna absolutely punish you. So you cannot afford to sort of let him go. You can't afford to have him be free in space where somebody could ping a ball out to him. You can't afford to do that. So yeah, Manuel Ugarte might well just have to sit on him for the entire game, and then that's pretty much his job for the game. Like, if he can sort of keep up with him. If you can eliminate him, that stops the balls through to like Jackson. It stops a goal threat as well. I know Chelsea have got a lot. Yeah,
have a great relationship.
They have got a lot of goal threats, but everything seems to sort of flow through him. I think Chelsea, and you saw the sort of difference when he doesn't play in like the Europa League conference and stuff. You see the difference. Yeah, he's a very, very dangerous player.
Do we miss the boat on him, Sam?
Oh God, yeah. United fan who's from Withenshaw. And he ends up at City's academy and then goes to Chelsea for 40 million.
How they let that one slip through the net? That is absolutely crazy. What are Chelsea missing? Just a final question on them, Shreyas. What do you think they're missing? Where are their weaknesses? If that's a better question.
I think immaturity. I think immaturity is definitely something, because they lack a lot of experience. They've got a lot of hot heads in that team. And I've seen it on a lot of occasions when things aren't flowing their way, you can see little abruptions in this team. and that's where oppositions can actually get the better of them. Against City, like you mentioned as well in the first game of the season, uh, they weren't better, but it was a very close match. But
Competitive.
and if you put, instead of Chelsea, if you put Liverpool in that game, you could see a different outcome in that game, because you've got mature heads in that Liverpool team who have been in those moments, and they know how to carry themselves on the pitch during those moments. I don't think that Chelsea team have that in the moment. I think they do have some very good prospects, but it is a very young team. And when you're for a young team, I think when it is a 38 game season, you will have those moments on a lot of occasions. Maybe 2 3 years down in the 2 3 years down the lane, we see a different version of it. But at the moment, I think immaturity is something that actually kills them off on a lot of occasions.
I think from listening to a lot of Chelsea fans, I don't like doing it, but I do it to get like a basis of where they're at in the season. Because obviously, I try to watch them as much as I can, but I don't watch them week in, week out, every single kind of match day. But from what they're saying is they're more worried about the back line in terms of like experience, like you referenced, but age as well. Like Colwell, Fofana are apparently the only vocal ones in that team, and that's saying something because they're young players. They're like 21, 22. So I think someone like a Thiago Silva, for example, that the experience they've taken away from that back line is just utter madness. You've got Reece James as the captain, who's never. It's like us having Shaw as the captain. Do you know what I mean? It's pointless. He's never on the fucking pitch. So yeah, I do agree with that. But I think if they can bring a couple of experienced defenders in that back line, and maybe the odd tweak here or there, I think they could be right up there. But yeah, I think it's going to.
The goalkeeper's
Oh yeah, that's another one for sure.
That's the weakness. If you can start getting some shots in him and making him nervous, or making him come claim some crosses, put some high balls in and press him, he will make a mistake, because we've seen it several times. He's made a couple of errors to put the pressure on him, and you might be able to sneak a couple of goals past him.
Yeah. I'm going to say my score prediction, but I do think there's going to be goals in this. I really do. Right, we're going to do a combined 11, lads. Chelsea, Man United. Okay. So we're going to start off with the back line all together. 1, 2, 3. Onana.
Yeah.
Onana.
Correct. And then right back. This is interesting. Gusto, or do you go Mazraoui? So this is players that you can't put James or Shaw or anyone like that. Just on form right now.
I'll go with Mazraoui.
I really like Gusto. I think he's a very good player. I really rate him. Mazraoui's been great for us. He's fantastic. But are we just going off this season?
Yeah.
Okay, Mazraoui then this season. But last season, Gusto was excellent, I think.
Interesting. Right, I'll go Mazraoui. It's United fan channel, innit? Fuck it. Centre backs.
None of ours have been any good.
neither of Chelsea's really. So it's a bit of a fucking.
Johnny Evans.
I'd say Johnny Evans and Colwell.
Can we have Johnny Evans? Can we put him?
Johnny Evans and Colwell, I'd probably agree with, to be honest.
Let's put them in, because Leach has been off it. De Ligt has had some bad games. He's had some good games, but he's had some bad games.
Well, weird centre-back partnership that is. Levi Colwell.
Johnny Evans in a combined 11.
I mean, left back, Cucurella. And I don't want to put him in. I do not like him as a player.
I don't like him either.
I hate him as a player.
Do we put Dallo? Do we put Dallo there?
No, he's been bad.
We can't put Dallo there.
So bad.
We can't put Dallo there.
I'd put Cucurella in.
I hate this back line. This back line's dodgy as fuck. This is a really dodgy back line.
But you could, whatever way you want to piece it, it's going to end up being dodgy, innit? Because,
if I was lining that up as a manager, I'd be like, fuck me, this is not going to be good.
Yeah, you'd be worried, wouldn't you?
Something is going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, are we throwing Cucurella in, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to, yeah.
Okay. Midfield.
This season,
I would, just to throw my 2 pence in, I would have to have Lavia and Casado in.
I'll put Casado in.
Casado's definitely in there, I think.
Lavia's better than Eriksen.
I'd put Eriksen in there. I'd put Eriksen.
Yeah.
As a starter right now, if the option out of both, you'd start with Eriksen over Lavia.
I'd say Casado or Eriksen. That's what I would go with.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll bow down to the whatever you call it. Yeah. So Casado and Eriksen, Cole Palmer, obviously.
Yeah.
No Bruno. No, I'm joking.
No.
Then front three.
I think Madueke's got to go in there. I think
Yeah.
he's been the best one. Garnacho.
Jackson and Garnacho.
I'd go Garnacho. I'd go Madueke, and then
Gotta be Jackson.
it'd have to be Jackson. Yeah, his Hoyland's been injured, and Xerxes scored
Yeah.
1 goal.
One.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jackson's been really good for Chelsea, I think. Yeah, that was easier than I thought it'd be.
Yeah.
Nice one. Let me know, guys, if you're watching this live or later on, if you agree with that combined 11, anyone you would swap in or out. Yeah, do let us know. Ones to watching this game, lads. Who are you going with? One from United, one from Chelsea, please.
Can we just all say Cole Palmer and then move on?
Yeah,
Cole Palmer for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah. For United,
Don't say
I
Onana.
think Ugarte.
I think Ugarte as well. Ugarte is going to be.
That's the battle, isn't it?
Yeah. If you can keep him quiet and do a job, you might get a man of the match performance. Like put some tackles in him, rough him up a bit, make him like feel the pressure and stuff like that. I think that would be a really interesting thing. But like you said, if their backline is a bit less communicative and a bit sort of inexperienced, maybe we can have a go at him. Maybe we can push on him and like make him make mistakes, especially with a goalie as well. So maybe Garnacho or someone like that could be someone to watch. But yeah, I'd say Palmer.
Put 2 in this game.
Yeah, I think Palmer and Ugarte is the one to watch.
Yeah, we all agree with that one as well.
Yeah.
Nice and smooth. That's what I like to see. 5 quick fire questions. Will Chelsea score more than 2?
No.
Not more, no.
1 player from United who deserves an opportunity in this game.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it again. Harry Amas, but he's not going to do it.
I'll go Ahmad.
Ahmad, interesting.
He's not going to.
Will Cole Palmer score or assist?
Yes.
Of course. 1000%.
Who will finish higher right now, Chelsea or United?
Right now, Chelsea.
I killed you to say that, didn't it?
Yeah.
I can see you. I'm going that.
I'll never say Chelsea. We'll make a comeback.
Okay. Cheers, Shreyas. Prediction for man of the match.
This is from the man who predicted West Ham would be in the top 4.
Yeah. Craziness. Prediction for man of the match, lad?
Ugarte, fuck it.
Casemiro.
Okay, midfield battles is what we're talking about. Predicted 11s. Who wants to go first on this one? Me and Sam, you got the same, right?
Yeah, we've got the same one. So Shreyas, I don't know. Ours is on screen, but let's see if Shreyas has got the same one as us. Let's see if he.
Okay.
Go for it.
Go on, Shreyas.
I'll go Onana, Tallo and Mazraoui as the wing backs, Delict and Lisandro.
So far, so correct.
Yep.
Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno. They're the only ones fit.
Injured.
Yeah,
Eriksen's injured, forgot. Then Ugarte would be put in there in this one.
Yep.
And Garnacho, Hoyland, and Rashford.
He's got the same team as us.
It's that same team. Locked in. I mean, we're literally agreeing on everything here. Yeah. So we've all gone with it basically, either because we've got no alternatives in the other positions. We don't know updates in terms of fitness wise, and probably the front three is the best front three in it. In reality,
I don't see Xerxes playing.
No.
Yeah.
Like I said, Eriksen's out injured. Collier's out injured as well. I saw that update today. He's out. Yeah, that's
Mainoo's still out.
Mainoo's still out, so that has to be the midfield. And I don't see him dropping Johnny Evans in or anyone like that. So I think that'll be it.
Although when I saw the Leicester team sheet and I saw 4-4-2, Xerxes and Bruno, I was like, what the fuck's going on here? So I don't know, maybe there will be a bit of a curveball. Maybe that will be his advantage with RUUD, because obviously Maresca would have been anticipating Ten Hag, and now Ten Hag's gone. He's like, oh, that's how you could get out potentially. I don't know. Clutching at the straws. But right, we've reached the ultimate situation where we give our score prediction, lads. I will kick it off on this one. Okay. 4-3 Chelsea.
4-3.
Yeah.
Again.
Because we're shit defensively.
Yeah.
Chelsea is shit defensively.
Yeah.
I think we're on a bounce at the moment, so there will be goals. But equally, I'm worried about us, them going forward, Palmer and Jackson in particular. That's my thinking.
I'll go 3-2 United.
United!
I think it'll be 2-2. There'll be goals, and then we'll snatch a late winner. Like Rashford or Hoyland will get a late winner.
I like the sound of that. Shreyas, Mr.
think
Singh.
2-1 United. Casemiro with the header.
Hey,
Casemiro with the winner.
we've beat Leicester in the league, and everyone's like, "We're going to beat Chelsea." I love it. I love it.
I just think the momentum is at Old Trafford with RUUD and stuff like that. I just think there'll be a bit of fight in the players, and we'll score. But like you said, we are shit defensively, so we will concede goals. So I think we could concede at least 2. It wouldn't surprise me if it was like 3-2 the other way or 4-3 or something like that. But yeah, I think you're right. There's going to be goals because we're just shite.
Both the goals we conceded against Leicester were absolutely stupid goals.
Yes.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Really stupid.
Every goal we concede this season has been stupid and mistakes, hasn't it? Like, all been mistakes.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. So, yeah, I can see us doing the same thing.
Right, what's everyone else saying? Not surprised with Dalla lacking in defensive scenarios. Martinez or Ugarte just literally stick to him like glue. I only say Martinez because after 30 minutes, he'd be afraid to receive the ball of being butchered. John Ahomany says, lads, Chelsea are a good side, but not Brazil 1970 at Old Trafford with a new manager coming in. Those United lads will play an extra 10%. Just go for him. I'll take the positivity, absolutely. To be honest, lads, I feel like Xerxes doesn't deserve a start at the moment. Have to agree. We've got Aaron, who's been a member for 18 months, saying RUUD, got to hype my boy. He's on cloud 9 at the moment. That's why he can't come on. He's just way too happy.
Reckon Aaron, when RUUD leaves, Aaron's gonna cry like Zinchenko.
Yeah,
he's just gonna be crying.
Think so. I think so. Yeah, hypocrite. Chelsea haven't beaten us in 11 years at Old Trafford. They're the kind of stats that come out after the game, after they've just beaten us. So
we've broken those records all year.
We really have. So yeah, this is where we're at on Sunday, Super Sunday. I'm gonna record the Premier League predictions tonight, so that'll be out before the early kickoff tomorrow. If there is an early kickoff, I'm not entirely sure. And then obviously we'll be covering the game throughout Sunday in terms of pre-match build-up and post-match.
It's Arsenal Newcastle early kickoff.
Oh, that's a good game, that as well. Very good game. So, yeah, if you want some content to watch in the morning, Premier League predictions will be out. Big thank you to Sam and Shreyas for joining me alongside the preview. Big thank you to you guys for tuning in. Get your score predictions in and give me something that you can see happening in this game as well. We'll keep an eye on those comments coming in later on tonight. So, yeah, check us out on socials. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. And me, Sam and Shreyas will see you in the next one.